happy that I get the chance to talk to you about your work, you and the submission that you've made to International Dance Day, but just in general that we can take this opportunity to have a little conversation around Indian dance and Bharatanatyam, Mandala Arts and Culture Society and all.
My first visit in India was in 1976, and I've studied the philosophy of India. I lived in ashram. I've studied the art form for master there. I performed there. So what I've impregnated from my teachers obviously will always be there and is the root of what I'm teaching today. But art forms evolve. Otherwise, they become something of the past, something that we try to maintain. And Bharatanatyam, although strongly rooted in the past of thousands of years of tradition, is very much evolving. I'm just coming back from India. I was there attending a festival that's been held for the past 50 years in Chennai, which is the Mecca of Bharatanatyam. This is where Bharatanatyam had its rebirth. And this festival lasts over a period of almost 3 months. I was there for 15 days and I saw about 50 performances, lecture demo, demonstrations. It is very much alive. All the halls were full, packed to capacity. They had to install videos outside for people to be able to watch. And it was a very youthful audience, very live audience, not old audience of people of the old days who wants to keep their tradition alive, but very much people who are in it, who are studying, who are creating, who are artists of today. So it's very much a tradition that is alive and evolving. The roots of Bharatanatyam are very much based in mythology. So there's a large part of storytelling and hand gestures that corresponds towards that storytelling. But there's also the abstract part of the dance form, which is pure dance, which doesn't have any meaning, which is like footwork and creating geometry in space and being very much like the dance that you would present on the video is a pure dance number, it's an abstract piece. It has no meaning as such.
Oh, okay.
Just to express joy and beauty in space. The feet are very important. We have quite a few variety of feet position.
Yeah.
But what makes it intricate is that we work with a lot of various rhythms. So even though a piece might be composed in a rhythm of 8, which is not always the case, but suppose we take a rhythm of 8, which is quite normal and quite easy to do. Very often the rhythm of 8 will be divided in many other rhythms. For example, 1-5 and 1-3, 1-2-3-4-5, 1-2-3. But what will make 1-2, that will make an 8. So the way you fill up the 8 is up to you, and the more intricate you are into this, it's something that sometimes we cannot see, but we can hear. So I always say that it's very important not only see the dance with your eyes, but to see it with your ears. Listen to all the intricacy of rhythm that goes under and all that footwork, which is very jazzy. It's very intricate, it's very jazzy. It's like flamenco as well, right? And the origin of flamenco, if you go to the origin of flamenco, came from the gypsies from India. So they have kept all that very intricate rhythm and so on and so forth.
So I see that in the video, and I see that working differently to how the wrists are working, but with the same intricacy, but different qualities. And I love that. And I think that's really a nice way to watch the video.
Yes.
Because it changes balance. And for me, that ends up being, it changes what I'm watching, because I'm engaging with how they're balancing in order to heel dig or in order to be in a position just so that they can turn their wrists. You know, feet tell stories.
They are together. They're always, you cannot take away one from the other. It's very often even an expressional piece will be on a rhythm of 7, for example. So the expression of your hand gestures has to correspond to that rhythm of 7. You cannot just go astray. Even though you're working with your hands and facial expression, it's still based on a particular rhythm. That's why we are wearing bells. We often say, why don't you dance without the bells? Why the bells? Because the bells are like a tap dancer wearing this iron under the shoes, or the flamenco dancer wearing those boots, because they accentuate the rhythm. They make it audible.
Yeah, absolutely. The looking is listening, listening is looking.
Yes. One dancer on one side and 3 dancers that are remaining still. And the music stops and it goes, and that's the signature usually of the composer. Most Thillanas will finish with a signature where the composer either talks about the melody or say a small prayer to a different god. And this one talks about the description of the bells around the dancer feet. You see the dancers doing this, showing the bells, and it's describing the bells tied up around the dancer's feet. So it's a signature just to finish the piece. Lovely talking to you.
Lovely to talk to you too, Jai.